Chapter 2, Frantic Moments. Patrick made it back to his car with an indifferent feeling about his confrontation with his lone dissenter. All things would go as far as he was concerned. This was not his first rodeo, so he knew what to expect. He would only make one trip. This was just to show his face. He liked to get a verbal warning personally, so there would be no misunderstanding. Everybody's brave until they're staring down the barrel of a loaded gun. Patrick's thoughts were a prelude to a gangster's manifesto. He was a product of the street. Mentality, do or die. If you had the means and he wanted it, then you came face to face with the boogeyman. A nickname he earned from the fear he left behind. The word on the street was to stay out of his lane. Like the old timers would say, some things are better left alone. For those who chose to roll the dice and take that chance, cold cases were being filed. This is going to be fun. The joy in Patrick's voice over random acts of violence reinforced the need for bigger budgets for psychiatric wards. I don't think he understands what Patrick can do. Speaking in third person only added to his psychosis. Patrick's mind switched gears as he read the text from the woman who was waiting at the hotel for him. The vulgar language and imagery got him excited, so he sped out of the parking lot, nearly hitting a homeless man holding a cardboard sign that read, "I'm not going to lie. I need money for a beer." "Hey, watch that shit!" the startled man screamed. The crowd that was walking through the parking lot turned toward the direction of the scream. Patrick laughed at the man's frantic response. The near miss got his blood flowing. Danger was his relief for his imbalance. Leaving the parking lot, he made a left turn onto Garland Avenue and pulled up to the stoplight. After a quick glance into his rearview mirror, he spotted a black Taurus sedan pulling out of the parking lot. The driver positioned himself 2 cars back. "I see you back there. Are you sure you want to take this ride?" Patrick adjusted his rearview mirror to get a better look. He saw a man sitting up peering over the steering wheel, staring hard at his vehicle. Not the one to panic, he waited until the light turned green and pulled off slowly. The cars behind him switched lanes, leaving the Taurus exposed. The Taurus driver switched lanes quickly and sped up. Patrick took a deep breath. His right hand slid up the steering wheel. He reached into his waistband, pulled out his 9mm Glock, and placed it on his lap. "Let's get this shit over with. I got somewhere to be." His adrenaline level rose, and his fuck it attitude resurfaced. He let the front windows down and leaned the seat back. His peripheral vision caught the tinted window on the driver's side of the Taurus slowly coming down. With his finger wrapped around the trigger, he could feel the euphoria. His crooked smile returned. The moment slowed. Now riding side by side, he looked over to see who had a death wish. The man in the Taurus made his hand into the shape of a gun and pointed it at him. After pointing and then snapping down his thumb, he pulled his hand back, then blew on his fingers. Not the one to be easily impressed, Patrick lifted his Glock and fired 2 rounds through the driver's side door of the Taurus. The driver swerved to the right, then sped up to the next light. "You gotta be kidding me. Is that all you got?" Patrick said as he got excited. He was ready to play the scenario out. The man's hand gesture had him vexed. He would have rather been shot than given a hand warning, so he decided to follow him. Ricky swerved to his right, just missing a parked car. Damn, that was close. He patted his chest and arms. No holes. The bullets missed. Close call indeed. Now where the hell is this maniac? His mind was in panic mode. His plan was not following the script. The hand gesture nearly got him killed. A major miscalculation on his part. He told his boss he can handle the situation. Now the situation nearly handled him. Sweat formed on his forehead. His hands shook. All was not well. His elevated heart rate had him hyperventilating. The stoplight he was sitting at felt like it was taking forever to change. "Hurry up, stupid light." Not knowing what a shooter was had him on edge. He was a sitting duck out in the open. The light took forever, as if it knew he was in a hurry. If there ever was a time not to be a law-abiding citizen, this was it. Not the one to inherit a $158 fine for running a red light, Ricky held his position. The economy forced some difficult decisions when money was low. The light finally turned green. His foot hit the pedal hard. The tires burned rubber as he sped through the intersection. With Interstate 4 in his view, he floored it through several lights. "He sent the damn bouncer after me? You gotta be kidding me." Patrick laughed hysterically. It was a funny situation to him, considering how hard Mr. New Orleans was acting. And he said he was from the murder capital. I'm not understanding this one. Patrick watched as Ricky waited at the red light. As soon as the light turned green, the bouncer raced through several lights. What's wrong? You act like you seen the boogeyman. Patrick was still having fun as he followed the toys onto the interstate, but stayed several cars back. 10 minutes later, after exiting the interstate and taking several back roads, they entered the Country Creek subdivision in Altamont Springs. Nice neighborhood, Patrick thought as he looked at the houses he passed. After taking a left turn off the main road, he watched Ricky pull into a driveway and park. The house was a modest-sized family home. A few toys were on the front lawn, so his suspicion of family life was confirmed. Careless, careless, careless. You're making this too easy, like taking candy from a baby. Patrick could see that Ricky was not ready for combat. How could he be? He had a family. If a war popped off, they would be considered collateral damage. This was a big mistake on his part. Going home after threatening someone's life was not a wise move. Now sending a message back to the club owner was becoming easier. He knew he had to bounce in to compromise the situation. A message had to be sent. Mr. New Orleans had no clue who he was dealing with. The boogeyman was real, and he was about to find that out firsthand. While he sat in the car watching the house, Patrick picked up his phone and made a call to his cousin Bobby. The line on the other end rang twice before someone picked up. What's up, Pat? Another fire had started, and I needed put out as soon as possible. Where and when? Texting you the info now. Say no more.